on, Mr. Lee. What a surprise.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm
Have a
good.
seat. Is everything okay?
No, actually, no. That's why I called to make an appointment with you to come
Okay.
talk to you. As you know, our daughter is not here with us.
Yes.
She's with her other foster
Okay.
family, who's now taking care of her. And from what I know, she's doing better, right?
Yes.
Well, with that incident, or that thing that occurred, my wife, she hasn't been herself lately. She's been like very
Okay.
suicidal.
Is it from, because I understand that the last time we spoke, she was still, or you had mentioned to me that she was cutting herself, and is that still happening, and is she still actively trying to hurt herself and everything?
Yes, yeah, she's been I've caught her like a couple times, She doesn't really, go straight, but she's been cutting herself, and she's been self-harming. She's been also very depressed. She doesn't go out like to her normal activities. She sleeps a lot. She hardly doesn't eat. She's very slow also when she's doing things. She's like very slow.
So from the other time that you did mention that she was actively hurting herself, I did look up some help for her. I do need to get her into a suicide assessment. So I'm glad that you came today, surprisingly. So now that I could get in contact with your wife, so I could go ahead and have her take that assessment. I was going to wait until the next meeting, but now that you came, and it seems early urgent. And I also do have a play date for your child.
Oh, okay.
So we did set up with you folks, and I will get in contact with you. So the next time I see your wife, I want to get her in as soon as possible, just so I could talk to her about what has been happening to her and if she feels good. And if you'd like, I don't know if you want to talk to her about it, if you could be here and be here when she's taking that assessment, because she is going to be doing a lot of therapy and everything because of what is happening to her, and that's not very right of what she's going through. And I did want to make that change of making sure you folks do see your daughter as soon as possible, because that's what happened last time. So I'm glad you came. I will get in contact with your wife, so I can talk to her about the assessment and everything, and then I'll keep you updated on the play date that I have set for your folks' daughters.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan?
Yes. How soon can you see my wife?
I could possibly see your wife, maybe, not even maybe, I would like to see her tomorrow.
Okay,
actually.
yeah.
So I will go ahead and call her first thing after you leave today, and I'll hopefully get her in tomorrow, so that way she feels a little bit better and at ease, knowing that she's going to be able to see her daughter soon enough. And the appointment I have set for your daughter is possibly, it was going to be in a week and a half, but I will make it sooner, just so, it's a tough situation on your wife, and your wife is feeling a little concerned, and she's hurt right now because she's been away from your daughter, and I'm sure that both of you are not at ease right now. So I will push this. I will talk to the foster parents, and I will talk to them to see if we can set the appointment a little bit earlier during this week.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Of course. Is there anything else I could do for you? How are you feeling with the whole situation?
I've been good. I've been trying to just hold up for our daughter and for my wife as well. So I've been just trying to be their rock. So, but I've been good.
Well, I want you to know too that I know what your wife is going through, and what your daughter's going through, and I just want you folks to take care of your guys' self. So self-care is one important thing that I want you to work about. I know this situation is very difficult, and you don't see your daughter as much as you will, but just know that your daughter is in very good hands, and she's very healthy, and I will actually give you a report to your wife tomorrow of how your daughter is doing, because she's very excelling on her medication, and she seems very healthy, and she seems very happy. I'm not saying she's not happy with where she was, but just know that her well-being is being watched very carefully, and that was our main priority.
Yes, yes. Okay.
But thank you so much for dropping in. Is there anything else I could help you with?
No, if there have any other questions or anything, I'll give you a call.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm going to walk you out.
Thank you.
How are you, Miss?
Hi, I'm doing good, thank you.
Come on in. Have a seat, please.
Okay. Can I sit here?
Of course. Anywhere you like. Office is pretty big and a lot of section seats. Okay. So, how have you been? Your husband came to visit me yesterday,
Okay.
and he told me that you are still, harming yourself, and I just wanted to let you know that I did set up a meeting with your daughter.
Okay.
So that meeting is gonna happen in a week and a half. But I did tell your husband that I did want to see you soon so that I can make the appointment with your daughter sooner. But I just want to make sure that you're in better health and that you feel okay to see her and you're not so gloomy all the time.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm up to seeing her. The
Mhm.
reason why I'm so sad is like this whole situation, but I mean, I haven't really been sleeping or
Mhm.
eating right, or I mean, I've had some issues, and I'm sure, I mean, I'm kind of mad that my husband had talked to you about that, but it's okay. Like, I know it'll be like for the better of our family unit, so.
Mhm. He did seem pretty concerned when he came in. It was quite a surprise. He didn't call me, he didn't message me, so it was pretty urgent that he did want you to get better, and he does want you to be able to be better to see your daughter. And that's
Okay.
exactly what we all want for you, because I did tell him that I have reports about your daughter and her well-being, like of the medications she's taking, and just reports that I've taken out as a social worker and from the foster parents that they've taken, like her daily eating, her daily work, and like how she's sleeping and everything. So I will go ahead and give this to you. This is gonna be her reports and everything.
Okay.
And then I also want to talk to you about taking an assessment.
Okay, so what do you mean, what kind of assessment would I have to do?
Well, I've been doing some research on what you have been saying about how you've been hurting yourself and you've been still actively cutting, and it's just you're putting yourself in a harmful situation, and I just don't want you to go through that anymore. So I did pick up one of the research I found was a program for the suicide assessment. So you're gonna need to go ahead and be evaluated.
Okay.
And before you go ahead and see your daughter, and I do want to go ahead and make this a goal this week to get this done as soon as possible. That way you are able to be evaluated and see how your daughter is doing before the meeting.
Well, I don't understand. I mean, I just want to see my daughter, so why is this
So I see your point of view on why you're curious on why you need to take this evaluation, but it is to benefit your daughter's well-being as well as yours, and as to come together as a family, and that you are able to be seeing your daughter in a healthy state of mind. Because I don't want you to feel upset once your daughter leaves and goes back, because she isn't going to be able to go back home with you. She is going to go back to her foster parents, and I just want you to be at a healthy mental state for you to be ready for that situation, since it's going to be the first time you are seeing your daughter.
Okay.
Alrighty?
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So I have your husband here with us too. I asked him to come in, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in, so that way we could go over the reports and talk about the meeting with your daughter.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Lee. Come on in.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good, thank you. So I was just talking about your wife, and we did talk about the assessment. I had mentioned to you that I was going to go ahead and give her, and I did make 2 copies on the report in there. So if you folks want to go ahead and look over that, that's just daily reports on how your daughter is doing and where the meeting is going to be. I did mention to your wife that she needs to take the evaluation as soon as possible. That way we can get the ball rolling on seeing your daughter.
Okay. I am a little upset with you that you mentioned this without me knowing, but I know it's for the better of our family, so thank you.
And if you guys ever need something to amend your folks' relationship together, I do know more resources that will help you, as counseling is marriage counseling. So if you folks need that, I don't think you folks seem like to be a happy couple, and you're just defeating an obstacle right now of not seeing your daughter. But I do want to get this evaluation in as soon as possible. That way we are able to go ahead and see these reports live with your daughter actively.
Okay.
Okay, so I will go ahead and set the meeting up. I want you to go ahead and do this first thing maybe in the next 2 days.
Okay.
That way I can go ahead and call my foster parents and get them to let me know when they are able to go ahead and let your daughter be seen and everything.
Okay.
So I want this done in the next couple days. Is there any questions? Is there any more things I can help you with?
No, I'll get this done, and do you want me to just bring it back to you or email it?
So I will, you don't need to go ahead and turn it into me. I will call the evaluation myself to make sure that you did do it. I will go over it and they'll talk to me about it. And after that, I could go over it with you after and make sure you are still feeling okay before we meet with your daughter.
Okay.
That's okay with you? Alright, Mr. Lee, is there anything?
So do you have an exact date when we're gonna meet?
So the exact date will be noted after your wife gets
Okay.
this evaluation. That's why it's so strictly important that she does get this as soon as possible. You know, the quicker you get it done, the quicker you'll be able to see your daughter. It was going to be within a week and a half, but since you came in urgently talking about how your wife is still, you know, actively doing what she is doing, I didn't want her to be in that mental state of mind to see her daughter like that. So I did want to find the resources first to help you get this in place first. That way you were able to see your daughter.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and, I mean, once we're finished with this meeting, I'll go ahead and
Okay.
fill this out and just
Mhm.
give it to you so we
Yes.
can speed that up because we haven't seen her
Mhm.
in a while.
And once this is done, the place will go ahead and call me personally. So after that, I will go ahead and get a call from them, and I'll go ahead and call my foster parents, and then we can get that going for you folks.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. It was
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you.